Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What is up, Edward?
Good morning, Ed.
What's up? What's up, man? Hi.
Uh, I've been up and down, but yeah, that's kind of had some news within exactly a week ago from today, so that explains why my background is the way it is.
Yeah. Obviously, this is not a surprise to anybody listening, whoever listens or anything. Obviously, Steers moved on from, they parted ways from Mike Tomlin, or Mike Tomlin left. Um,
He stepped down.
and he stepped down. And they are looking for a new coach. And certain coaches are getting hired right now. So let's see what the Steelers do. I guess yesterday, Monday, or late Monday, Robert Saleh is now the Titans head coach. I
Yep.
think that was a coach that you
I
kind of
mean,
saw for the
I
Steelers.
mean, from what I saw, they never even like interviewed him. That was just the name I was just throwing
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that you kind of
I didn't personally want him. I just thought it'd be a good idea, but he's going to Tennessee now, and now I think as we speak now, there are seven head coaching vacancies.
yeah. Obviously Harbaugh to the Giants. But yeah, there's a lot of coaching vacancies. We'll see what happens. But now let's move on to football. It was played over the weekend, divisional round, and let me tell you, it it was some crazy moments. Obviously, certain things were a lot of controversial stuff was played. Obviously, one game was dominant out of the rest,
Yes.
but
Oh, talking about the Seahawks and Niners, that was just
yeah,
straight belt to ass.
let's talk about the game. I guess Saturday, Buffalo Bills took on the Denver Broncos, which has a lot to talk about. Obviously, the Denver Broncos won in overtime off a field goal by Will Lutz, 33-30, and a controversial ending. And but yeah, man, let's get into it. Man, it's just another tough loss for Josh
I mean,
Allen.
yeah, not only was it just like a tough loss for the Bills and Josh Allen, but this game also had ripple effects because the next day news broke that the Bills fired Sean McDermott, their head coach.
Yeah,
Buff,
yeah,
yeah, Buffalo, they now have a coaching vacancy, but I think the really bigger question now is, yeah, I understand the reason they probably fired him, but do you really think the firing was warranted? Because I believe he had a 98-50 record. I know they kept coming up short in the playoffs, but
I
I
think
don't know.
that's what it was. I
I
think that's
don't
what it
know.
was.
But it's crazy because yeah, a team comes up short in the playoffs and they fire the head coach and the GM still keeps his job. Yet we hear things
Yeah,
about Matt LaFleur getting an extension. Yet he blew a lead in the playoffs as well to a
yeah.
divisional rival. So
I think because 9 seasons straight, they won like what they won the AFC East consistently, and they have no like Super Bowl two, four. Like they haven't won a Super Bowl yet in the time. Obviously, they had Josh Allen and stuff. So I think it just was time to just kind of move on. Maybe different change, different a voice, a different type of culture. Who knows? Because maybe it could be Joe Brady could be the head coach. Who knows? But I think it was just time. Do you feel like the time of having these coaches for like the John Harbaughs, the Mike Tomlins for those many years, you think it's done? You think owners are just kind of moving on? Like, well, if you're not getting it done in a certain amount of time, we're gonna have to move on. I feel like that's where we're kind of moving into to where like
it,
I think these owners are kind of like they're getting very impatient, and it's very few owners that are, hold on to the longevity, the long term of head coaching. Obviously, you have Kyle Shanahan that obviously hasn't won a Super Bowl, but his head coaching style and the way that he has done with the Niners, it
I
says
mean,
says us.
it's kind of two things really. It's kind of like the NFL is always like a "What have you done for me lately?" league, but also the league's changing as well, like
Yeah,
different coaching philosophies. So I think owners are probably seeing that too. So I just, yeah, like football's changing, so I think we're really kind of like in a time figuring out like what's the new trend that really equates to success in this modern era. And not
Mm,
to say like those coaches didn't really have, not saying those coaches didn't even try to adapt. It's just like, yeah, in 2026, they're just trying to struggle to like what's the new formula for success. I don't think like players will still play for like their coaches, for their respective coaches, but I think everybody's kind of fallen in love with like I think Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan kind of started that trend with like the more like younger coach who's got like more offensive minded, kind of helps translate to like bigger points and like this very like points heavy passing league. So I think that's the way football's kind of shifting now. And
yeah,
obviously, I think it also does help when you have like younger talent coming in the draft too, because I think the only quarterback development we've really seen from like first round picks is maybe Drake May and Caleb Williams. But in terms of like other quarterbacks or like you get like first round potential, it's got. I was thinking about it the other day. Like you probably look at like Kenny Pickett or Mac Jones. Like they had first round potential, but their coaching kind of did like stuck their growth, and now they're just journeying in the league.
yeah. But yeah, let's talk about the actual game. Like I mentioned, like it's a tough loss, and you kind of saw Josh Allen once. Um, Obviously the interception, which we'll get into. You kind of just saw that he just looked defeated and just looked like man, like another tough loss. And he gave it his all in this game, even though it wasn't his best performance because I feel like he made certain mistakes, the interception and stuff. But
Yeah.
he took him down there to try to score. But let's get into the. Do you believe it was a catch? Brandon Cooks, obviously the interception.
Oh, the Brandon Cooks play. I know. I think we brought up in the past, like there's always like a play, like we just it happens like year by year. We never know what the hell a catch is. But
Hmm.
in the case of the Brandon Cooks play, I think what the refs were like kind of judging it on was like when he came down,
Hmm.
because I guess that falls into like the idea of possession.
Yeah.
So when he comes down, I guess in like the slow mo, you can kind of see that as he's coming down, the defender kind of does grab into the ball and kind of like possesses it himself. So I think that was like their ruling of it wasn't a catch because
He didn't have full
as he's falling to
possession
the
of it.
ground, yeah, he didn't have full possession of the ball, and the defender just took the ball right out of his hands as
McMillan,
he was
yeah.
stepping down. Yeah,
And it's funny because the next day there was I guess something similar to
the
it, and that
Devontae
was ruled
Adams
a catch.
play.
Yeah, and that was ruled a catch. So it's kind of obviously has stuff. But it obviously I think the way it ended too with the pass interference, which I believe that was pass interference, but I
Yeah,
mean it kind of sucks that it was ended off a flag a PI. And it's unfortunate. Like the game should end like the way that these two teams battled. Like it shouldn't have ended on on the ref's hands, obviously. But I do believe,
yeah. I mean,
I do believe it was pass interference. Like that he completely hold on to. Was it Cortland Sutton, right? Was it the receiver?
no, no, no.
And
You talking about the game? You talking about the game-winning pass the Broncos
yeah,
scored?
yeah,
No, that
the
was
Broncos.
I think that was Marvin Mims.
All Marvin Mims, yeah. And it's funny because I was it that play or was it the play after Bo Nix got hurt? I think this was after he got hurt, right? That last play, I
He
believe.
got it was an overtime. I think he got hurt, right?
Yeah, but that was the play, right? The throw to end it because that was the field goal.
I think so. I think there's like some conflicting report, like it was on like the not the kneel down, but I think when he's rolling out and trying to get the first down. But
Yeah, but I mean, you can kind of see that throw where it's kind of like you kind of still air it out. Um, but now we know
yeah, I
that
think
he
that
was
was
hurt. Yeah,
yeah. Outside of like the Bills losing and Sean McDermott getting fired, the bigger shocker was like we didn't even know Bo Nix was hurt that entire game, even after the
yeah,
game, and
yeah. But
now he's out for the season.
and that's and like it's crazy because like Was it like the one where they were trying to settle, like just trying to, he kind of ran and that's where he got hurt, or where exactly did he get hurt in one of the plays? I think when he was
It's
trying to
like,
kneel down.
yeah, it's like you watch the copy and like you just don't see it. But like, one, I mean, I'll give him his credit. He's a tough dude, but
Yeah,
it was like after the game, like he completely went over everybody's head. He was fine. He was walking off on his own power.
yeah. But man, but Bo Nix balled out. He played really well. He went toe to toe with Josh Allen. He was 26 for 46, 279 yards, three touchdowns, one interception. He had it on his legs too, 12 carries, 29 yards. Man, he balled out. These receivers helped him out too. With some Marvin Mims. That one play to that offensive line, right? The touchdown
From
from, yeah.
yeah, no one
But
saw that one coming either. But that's that kind of goes back to Sean Payton's offensive savvy. That's kind of what got him his job in New Orleans too. He does like to take a risk. Remember in that Super Bowl they won with the Saints, he did that. He started the second half with the onside kick. So
yeah,
Sean Payton knows how to dial up things, and it just I think the thing that's very big on him is like just perfectly executing it. I think that's kind of like why. I think if some people do say Bo Nix kind of does remind him of Drew Brees, maybe a little bit more mobile Drew Brees.
mhm,
But yeah, I think it does help. Like I think that's Sean Payton style quarterback, kind of like a little undersized, but like if you can get the ball out in time and
mm,
make the right play and the right checks, that's how it works in his offense.
yeah. But I mean, like a quick turnaround from the Broncos after literally after obviously they move on from the Russell Wilson contract. You know, quick turnaround from what
I think
that
they still
was.
I still think even like they're one game away from the Super Bowl, they still have all that dead cap from that contract.
Yeah, but I mean, Sean Payton has done an incredible job with the Denver Broncos. I mean, and it's unfortunate they're not gonna have Bo Nix for the AFC Championship. It's gonna be Jared Stidham. I think he's 1-3 in his career starts. Um,
Now,
and it's funny because he was drafted by the team that he's gonna
yeah,
go against. It's the New England Patriots.
yeah. So yeah, they're playing the AFC, the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and now like two things. Like I'm looking at it in two things. Either Jared Stidham, Sean Payton has full belief in.
Yeah, he said in the
He has full
in the
belief
press
in
conference.
starting Jared Stidham, but either Jared Stidham balls out and actually like maybe pulls off an upset and surprises the Patriots, or the Patriots defense reminds the world why Jared Stidham's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I
Um,
can see I just see the AFC Championship going two ways in that regard.
yeah. Uh, but let's talk about Josh Allen for a second. What this loss, and obviously there was no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. W- How do you think this loss affects him and I his legacy?
I mean, he's still fairly young in his career, but I also know, yeah, he was visibly emotional at his press conference, but I think it was like I just think it really was more than that. I think one, he knew the season was over, and he truly did believe he let the team down. But
Hmm.
I think it was just probably more that like maybe the small part of him knew like there's gonna be like some ripple effects after this game. Maybe that's why Sean McDermott was actually kind of critical of the rest of at his press conference.
Yeah,
Since maybe Sean McDermott knew it was coming down the line and just said like just screw it, I'll call out the rest for what they did. And
yeah,
even after the game, I think he was in contact with like a local reporter and like they had the whole transcript. He was still in communication with the league office telling them like what went wrong, what he believes happened. But yeah, the next day the Bills front office made the decision they made, and
yeah.
I
Um,
really don't know. I really don't know where the Bills go from there because, like I said, the last few years they have a talented team, but now with a new coach,
it just
you
didn't have
kind of work.
they didn't have like they needed more receivers. This was like a very old wide receiver room. Obviously, I think
Mhm.
Brandon Cooks, he
Yeah,
balled
and
out.
their two top receivers were injured.
Yeah, and then Keon Coleman, he obviously had issues. throughout the season, and he made some plays this game. Kincaid played well. The
Yeah,
Broncos
so
stopped Cooks.
yeah,
They were
so
able
like
to stop. Yeah,
what I'm worried with the Bills, like with a new coach and a new coach, probably a new culture. It's just like this team is like constantly been contenders now. You just worry if like a new coaching will like whatever coach they bring. I don't know if like still keeps them in contention or it makes them regress.
yeah.
Because
But I
now
mean,
the last two MVPs, the last two quarterbacks who won MVPs don't have head coaches right now. So it's just gonna be too drastically different for their careers now.
yeah, I mean, we'll see, we'll see. But I think with Josh Allen, I think any team will have a chance. But let's move on with the game that, man, it just started out with with the banger. The 49ers Seahawks. Once that first play, that kickoff return from
Rashid
Raheem
Shaheed.
Shaheed, yeah, just had that stadium rocking, and it's already loud in that stadium.
Hmm.
It's one of the loudest stadiums. But that first touchdown just had that stadium electric and all the fans believing like this is it. And I think that was just
Yeah,
the momentum that
Seattle, they're very. I think it's just like I said, the Pacific Northwest is so far, so far away in America, but like they got a very, very good fan base, a very loyal,
yeah.
rabid fan base. So
Mhm.
it's very, very hard to play over there. And yeah, life was not easy for the 49ers.
Yeah, they got killed 6-41 from the start. I mean, that defense is just that Seattle
And
defense. It's one of the best right now in the NFL, and it kind of reminds you of that Legion of Boom, but
mhm.
they call themselves the Dark Side, right? That's what they call themselves. I think that's what I
I didn't,
saw, that they call themselves the Dark Side.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah,
I never heard
yeah,
that.
they call themselves the Dark Side. But yeah, you kind of see similarities to that defense that carried them to the Super Bowl. Um, but yeah, man, that team is rocking. I
And
mean, unfortunately, they won't have Zach Charbonnet. He
Charbonnet.
is Yeah, he is out for the season, the remainder of the season. Um, but I still think that this team can really make it to the Super Bowl and potentially win it. They're right now favored to win the Super Bowl. But I think just with that defense and look, Sam Darnold, like he has gotten he's been criticized a lot, obviously for now. He already won a playoff game, and then this like he's really like stepped up and overcome a lot of stuff that he went through, obviously with the Jets and then the Panthers, everywhere, everything. But he has shown that he can play in this league and he's a starting quarterback. And then right now, honestly, they don't really ask for him to do much. Like Sam Darnold doesn't
Hmm.
have to be he doesn't have to be great. Like just because he has that defense, he just can't be
Hmm.
awful. He just can't make mistakes. Like in this game, 12 for 17, one touchdown. Like and threw only for 124 yards. Like and then they ran the ball with Kenneth Walker. He had 116 yards and he had three touchdowns. He balled out.
Three touchdowns.
Yeah. So it's just like like they don't need Sam Darnold to do much. Obviously, if there's a time in a moment where they might need Sam Darnold, obviously I think he's gonna step up because he's shown he can make those plays. Like I think he's had that chip over his shoulder that he already like got him
Yeah,
won a playoff
he
game and stuff like that.
he credits his time with the 49ers to kind of like I think that's when he actually kind of got better coaching and actually evolved as a quarterback, and that kind of helped him with the Vikings into where he is now.
Yeah. But I mean,
But
yeah, but yeah, I mean, like they balled out, man. They literally balled out, and obviously the Niners had injuries. They obviously didn't
yeah,
have George Kittle.
yeah, I was about to say the injury bug just gets the Niners again. I hate that it always happens to them in the postseason.
I mean, they gotta do something with that facility, their practice facility, and that whole thing or something, because it's been a
I
little bit rough
mean,
lately.
that's a conspiracy theory. I don't know the full details about that, but yeah, it just sucks for the Niners. And even he still finished the game and still did what he could. But even Christian McCaffrey, he was getting banged up, and that's just I still think it's probably from like the heavy workload he had the entire season. I think
Yeah,
throughout the game, he was still in the game, but I think he got it was reported like he was playing with a stinger. Like you could
Yeah.
see he was getting like beat up, had to keep going back to the sideline.
Yeah. I mean, they used him a lot. It just he had to take the team on his back, and he was just I'm sure he was beat up. And let's say they won to go through all that, it would have been tough for him. Eventually, he probably would have got hurt or something like that. But yeah, man, the Seahawks, they are favored to win, and honestly, I do see them win the Super Bowl. I do believe, especially with that defense, and I believe in Sam Darnold. I think he can make some plays, and I think it's their time, Seattle's time to win.
I mean,
Because I
you
I don't
say
see a
that
team
now, you do say that, but now they have to go against the Rams, in the NFC
third
Championship,
time.
and the Ram. I know Sam Darnold didn't win that last game against the Rams in overtime, but the Rams kind of have always had his number, even going back to last season with the Vikings. So
Yeah, we'll see.
I
I mean, it's
think,
gonna be a good game.
yeah, I think this is a game where like Sam Darnold needs to step up in
Yeah,
order to win, but I think the Rams still present somewhat of a challenge.
yeah. Let's move on to obviously the Texans versus the Patriots. Like we said, the Patriots are going to the AFC Championship after how many years?
Kind of like a maybe a 2, 3 year period of like being at the bottom post during and post Belichick, but now
They're back.
Mike Vrabel, Mike Vrabel's brought it back the Patriot way, and
I mean, it's incredible what Mike Vrabel has done in his first year in New England. Obviously, look, Tennessee let go of him. Obviously, you see what they've gone through. He took a year off. He was in Cleveland just what was he just I forgot what he was, but he was just there. And then he went to the New England, moved on from Mayo after 1 year. They got Mike Vrabel, and I think he just his coaching, the way he speaks to the players, everything. You can see the players, the way they speak about him. It
and even
just
when he was in Tennessee, he still got him to he got him to the AFC Championship too, right?
yeah, he got him in there. So remember that that's where they lost against no, he beat the Patriots and
Yeah,
then they went to the
yeah.
AFC Championship. They went to AFC Championship. Um but yeah, man, Drake May has balled out. But I think in this game it's their defense and just they make CJ Stroud look
It was kind
awful.
of that whole game was kind of just a tale of both defenses.
Yeah, for sure. But I honestly, and I think I told you this like not just this game, but even against the Steelers, like CJ Stroud has looked awful. Awful, awful.
Yeah,
He does not look like the CJ
he
Stroud from his
caused
rookie year.
they got 5 turnovers, and yes, he didn't have his best performance at all. But I think in the case of the Texans, I still think it's like it's something going on with that offense because also remind you they didn't have Nico Collins in. Best case scenario, next season they finally get Tank Dell back because remember he had that very nasty injury.
Mm,
So I still think like their defense was keeping them in a lot of games during the season, but I think their offense, they were still struggling offense in the beginning of the season. They finally got some like chemistry and they were gelling, but I think there needs to be more consistency. And I think maybe CJ Stroud's playing maybe like his second or third offensive coordinator in his career.
yeah. But there were some throws that he was just awful, awful. And there were just mistakes that he has made.
Hmm.
And it just looked like he just looked kind of looked defeated in this game. Like just I don't know. It just something doesn't look good. Like these past two games, obviously the defense really stepped up, but especially like in that Steelers game, I feel like he could have done something more. And there were some plays that he could have made and just he didn't make certain throws in this game
I,
against the
th-
Patriots.
I think like what's so different from like his rookie season to like now it's like when he's under pressure, I don't think he really has anybody to get open to or like has a go to receiver to really trust when like the play breaks down. So
His rookie year, he had Minks, right? The running back.
Mixon,
Yeah, Mixon. Yeah, Mixon.
yeah,
He
yeah, yeah,
had
I
it.
forgot.
Yeah,
That's also yeah. I forgot he's still injured too.
yeah,
I
and
think
I think
I think he
that
just missed
obviously
the whole
Nick.
season.
Yeah, like Nick Chubb. I mean, he wasn't. He's not the same who he used to be in Cleveland. They had Woody Marks, but Patriots defense really stopped them. He only had 17 yards. His longest rush was eight. So they kind of really stopped them there. But yeah, it's that Patriots defense that really stepped
Mhm.
up. And Drake May, man,
Yeah, it's
60 for
like it's
27.
that's the toughness Mike Vrabel instilled in that team because even in his time in Tennessee, like everybody says Mike Vrabel just like he has like this intimidating presence, but like it translates into like good football, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, yeah, man. But he's balled out. Ramondre Stevenson, he had 70 yards. Um, and that one catch, the Keyshawn Booty.
Yeah, that one hander in the end zone.
The one-hander in the end zone. It just see the like they have weapons, but it's just certain weapons that you just like wow. Like obviously Stephon Diggs went there. He had a touchdown, but then it's like Austin Hooper. You haven't heard that name in a while. They have Hunter Henry. I mean, even though he only had one catch, 5 yards, maybe he wasn't needed in this game, but throughout the season he's been balling out. You know, it just that it just shows that Mike Vrabel, what he has done in New England, just it's incredible. Just that one change, Yeah, I feel like he could be coach of the year after what he has
Yeah,
done with that
he
team.
had
Obviously, second year with Drake May. It's a
he
quick
has made a
turnover.
compelling he has made a compelling case.
Like to go this far and turn New England back, because obviously we all know like New England was just dominant over these past years, and everybody hated New England. But I don't know something about this. Maybe just because it's their first year. I mean,
It
I
it's
don't mind
truly
New England because I like Drake May, I like Mike Vrabel, so I like the team. But maybe if they start winning consistently,
I mean, maybe it's a different story with me because I thought I thought it'd be a while since Brady and Belichick are gone that they would go away from glory and the maybe we had a better chance of getting the seventh ring. Maybe our path was either getting the seventh ring, but now seeing how they're in the AFC Championship and they already have six championships.
yeah,
We have six championships. Really, a nightmare. We have a nightmare coming, and I'm happy for their success, but I didn't want it to be the case this fast. I really
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, man, and it's kind of like you kind of seeing like that Broncos versus Patriots, that like throwback where Manning versus Tom Brady,
Like
like
in their final days, just give us like
yeah,
just give us one last showdown.
yeah, and it's gonna be in Denver, which is gonna be obvious. Their fans, the crowd, the altitude. So we'll see how the Pats do in that game. But let's move on to the last game. This game, let me tell you about this game had everything
It
and
re
just
Honestly, the game it probably didn't get a little more exciting until like the
till
fourth quarter.
fourth quarter. Yeah, man, we're talking about the Rams versus Chicago Bears. Man, Caleb Williams, obviously Ben Johnson, everything he's done. Obviously they lost 20-17 against the Rams, but the season they had was incredible. Um, like I said,
It's so it's so unfortunate, like that throw. Like they had to win the game for like that throw to really like hold up. It
yeah,
just
but
them losing, it just killed the joy out of that throw.
like let's talk about the throw. It was like it was fourth down.
Yeah,
Um, the Rams defense, they're blitzing Caleb Williams. At that moment, I was just like, okay, he's just either gonna get sacked or he's just gonna throw it
yeah.
anywhere.
They weren't they on the like they were on like their 25-yard line. Then like the
Yeah,
Rams defense, they pressured Caleb Williams all the way back to the 40-yard line. He just launched that thing to Cole Kmet.
but it's credit because if you see the replay, he's looking at Cole Kmet. So it's not like
Mhm.
he just kind of like was whatever. He didn't look and just throw it. He actually looks and he sees Cole Kmet there and just throws a beautiful ball, and Cole Kmet just catches it. At that moment, I was like, "There's no way the Bears are losing." After the season they have had, and obviously they in the fourth quarter, especially in certain plays, they managed to win games. And I'm like, okay, this is Caleb Williams' moment. This is his moment that the Bears are
I
gonna
mean,
win.
yeah, if this season showed us anything, is that Caleb Williams, he's 100% going to be a star in this league. He has a future in this league.
He's a future MVP, definitely.
Like the Bears finally have a guy, and they finally have a team that's like going to be a threat in this league now.
Yeah, I mean, him and Ben Johnson, they have it's worked out. You see the Kalen leadership, his frustration, obviously when certain things don't go his way, it's very different from his first year.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, Bears fans should be happy. Incredible season. Obviously didn't end the way that they wanted to, but I mean, they have a future. It's been a long time coming, and they have a quarter. Like you said, they have a quarterback. But they just went against the Rams, and the Rams, obviously Matt Stafford, MVP, most likely. Um, and their defense, led by Jared Verse, like their defense is
Also, another thing you got to give Sean McVay's credit because time and time again, when the Rams are kind of like when the Rams are kind of questioned, Sean McVay's coaching always gives them a chance. And now people were kind of speculating like I think maybe before I think maybe like those last few years we had Jared Goff and they were kind of like a little iffy that Jared Goff, Todd Gurley left, or like kind of like the later stage of his career. They're kind of
yeah.
questioning like did the Rams lose their spark, but Sean McVay's coaching and his offense, they just got him right back. They just recaptured that magic right back, and I think he's still probably one of the younger coaches in the league. I think a lot of people are actually surprised that he's about to be 40 because he got the job so young.
Yeah. And like you
But
say,
yeah,
he was gonna, yeah, he was potentially gonna leave to go do TV, but no, like I say, he stayed, and his incredible job, Matt Stafford, 20-42, and there was that record where he doesn't do well in the cold. Well,
mm-hmm.
he played well. Obviously, Kyron Williams, 21 carries, 87 yards, two touchdowns. Um, Obviously, Devontae wasn't really using the game as much. I see that, especially like towards the end, they were trying to before they kicked that field goal, they were trying to get Devontae to score, but just didn't work out. Obviously, he was coming back from injury, but
Mm-hmm.
Puka really stepped up, five catch, 56 yards. Um, but yeah, man, this offense is gonna be it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be fun to watch, especially going against that Rams defense. And like you said, they know each other. This is the third time. We'll see what happens. It's really gonna go down to the quarterbacks. Which quarterback is gonna make mistakes? Because these are really good offenses and really good defenses. Obviously, I think Seattle's defense is better, but it's gonna be a tough matchup. It's gonna be a battle.
Yeah, this is gonna be an epic game.
Yeah. But like I said, man, it's tough. That catch Devontae, man. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, there's no way that they just called this a catch after what we just saw yesterday.
I
And
mean,
obviously,
the side. I think it's more impressive how Devontae was able to position himself to get to make the catch because he's just going to
yeah,
the sideline, still keeps his feet in bounds, but he's getting low to the ground, but
yeah,
still, it's those arms, man, those arms and those hands.
yeah. And let's talk about that interception, that that turnovers of the ball, and then it leads for the Rams kicker. What do you think happened in that play? Where you think miscommunication? Was it DJ Moore now running the route, the route, the like? Did he go a little bit too far? And then that's where Caleb threw it. That's where DJ Moore should have been.
I think it was just the timing. That's it. Like it's a good. He'll throw a great ball, but I think
Because the
he
guy,
anticipated. I think it kind of looks like DJ Moore's kind of like jogging on the round, like not putting in full effort. But I just think it was like I don't think Caleb. I think the timing and the anticipation was just off. I don't think Caleb was ready for him to like settle down in that when he made his break.
what was it? Was it Kobe Durant that intercepted the ball, or who was it
No,
intercepted the ball?
no, it was Cam Curl.
Yeah. And it looked like he put more effort because he dives and catches it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just looked
Yeah,
like
'cause,
it was a big defensive play. Like it was just
yeah,
he wanted it more.
the ball was going too low to the ground. That's what I'm saying. Like he threw it a little, just like a hair too early, and just
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think DJ had enough like space to really see the full trajectory of the ball.
Yeah. But it sucks. A lot of Bears fans, whoever went to that stadium, hey man, salute to them because It it was cold. It was snowing, and I know I wouldn't last. It's too cold for me to be at that stadium or any football stadium in that weather, and to see your team lose, it just makes it even worse. Like I stood here to see my team lose. Oh no, it's not. It's I don't know. But yeah, let's before we end this pod, let's talk about who we got in these playoffs. Let me look at the the spreads on these games. I think they're already out. Let's see. Okay, the first game, New England versus Denver Broncos. Obviously, the Bo Nix injury kind of affected this game, especially in betting wise. The Patriots are favored 5.5. No, they're no the Broncos are favored by plus 5.5. The Patriots are favored in this game. Who do you got in this game?
And that Broncos defense, they were impressive. They were impressive against the Bills.
Yeah,
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
it's you just don't know about Jared Stidham. You just that's the.
I think the Broncos defense can make the difference.
Do
I,
you
I,
think they
I,
win?
can still, I can still see it being a close game. Maybe take the spread. Maybe yeah, maybe take the spread, but I think that
But it
defense can make a difference.
but who do you think wins the game?
I'll go with the Broncos.
You going the
It might be
Broncos?
it might be a lot. I think it could be. It's one of those games where like the Broncos just come in clutch. It's just gonna be maybe a heartbreaker for the Patriots,
Yeah.
but that Broncos defense.
I do like the Broncos in the spread, but I'm gonna go with the Patriots winning this game. Like I said, their defense, but I think that Patriots defense and Jared Stidham first game coming back and that I don't know, man. But I'm going with the Patriots winning the game, but I'll take the Broncos in the plus 5.5. Then the last game, Rams versus Seattle. Seattle's favored by minus 2.5, and they're favored to win this game. Who do you got in this one?
I think it could be another close game.
It's gonna be a close game for sure, no doubt. It's not gonna be a blowout, anything like that.
I think Seattle's defense has to make like a very key, probably like a critical play in order for them to win the game.
I think Seattle wins. It's gonna be a very close game. I wouldn't be surprised it'll be a 1 point game. I think that defense, the stadium, the fans, even though I know the Rams, I love the Rams offense with Puka and Devontae. I just think this team is very special, the defense, and I think Sam Darnold's gonna get it done in this game. And I think the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks.
The Seahawks. All right then. Well, it's gonna be an exciting game. We'll see what happens. Football's ending. Any
Yeah.
last words before we end this pod?
You want to speak about like the national championship real quick if you saw it, or
Yeah.
the
Indiana,
D
the
yeah, Diaz
Indiana
is coming
Hoosiers,
back.
they are,
They didn't pay me to wear this.
yeah, they are the national champs in a quick turnaround, one of the biggest turnarounds in college football history. They had like what the worst record in like
I'm
overall,
probably
like in
yeah,
football.
probably up until last year. I think like people barely showed up to their games, and then they just shocked the college football world with this
And
season.
yeah, Fernando Mendoza, it's probably gonna be the first round draft pick in this year's draft. Um, but man, all credit to Coach Signetti and those fan base because those they travel. Indiana Hoosiers, the fan base, they travel everywhere that they've went, they've traveled and they showed up for sure. Um,
It's not just it's not just a medical school. Like they're now powerhouse in college football. That
yeah,
honestly, they probably get a few more championships in the years to come. So Kurt Signetti, he comes from Nick Saban's coaching tree, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it definitely had an effect on how this team plays. And even in that Oregon game when they got that pick six to start the game, I think that definitely set the tone of like we've arrived. we're definitely gonna be a threat in the years coming. So
Yeah.
shout out
But
to the
under
Hoosiers, not
yeah.
not just for winning, but kind of helped out your boy.
Hey, but shout out to like I mean Miami because Miami's also back too. Even though they didn't win, like they really stepped up and it kind of shows that they're back.
That I mean, that was great, but I think it just would have probably been even more sweeter if they actually won in their home stadium.
Uh yeah, man.
Like I know the U, I love that like the U kind of is back and they had like that flair and that attitude that like the U had probably like the last 20 years, probably like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
But it just would have been more.
It would have been
Just would
special.
have hit. It just would have hit different had they won.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we'll see. College football was exciting this year, but yeah, man, we'll be back with another episode talking about the division, the championship round. And until then, we'll be back with another episode. Peace.
Goodbye.